Hello, friends, to another session and with my hypnotherapy marketing. My name is Stef. Our regular weekly meeting now every Thursday on at noon EDT. I have to say now it's not EST. So welcome. Today's topic will be we will be discussing about landing pages. Because let me share my screen very quickly so that you understand where I'm coming from. And here we go. So you see, I added to the top banner, by the way, the entire funnel that we deem to be the optimal flow from traffic coming from the internet or social media, Google Ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, to a landing page and or a website. And ideally, we have both a website and landing page. And then there's various other things happening once they arrive on that page, namely the discovery call. And then after the discovery call, we go to we talk to our potential client over Zoom. And from there, we decide whether or not to take that client on. And then there's the sales process where they can purchase a program or an individual session, etc., etc. But our discussion today will only be around landing pages. Okay. So before I jump in, let me know whether or not you can actually hear me, because I can hear myself. But that's just good for me. So please, if you're listening in, if you see me, hear me, leave me a quick comment in on Facebook, on the Facebook page, in the Facebook group where you are watching this, so that I know that everything's fine. Hey, Andrea, good to hear you, good to see you, good to read you. Thank you very much. So it seems to be working, which is always a good thing, because otherwise I would be in an echo chamber and just listening to myself, which would not be very optimal. So perfect, good. So everybody can see me, hear me. Yes. So going back to this page here. First of all, let's maybe like to welcome our 3 new members: Cami Solbel, Jana Lingrova, I guess it's pronounced, and Karina Doe. So welcome and thank you for joining. Very appreciative of everybody wanting to learn more about digital marketing. And today's topic has been inspired by a post that arrived in the group by Sadia the other day. And Sadia was asking, well, Stef, do you have any step-by-step tutorial to build a landing page, or can you recommend any? So, thank you. First of all, thank you for the question, Sadia. And it's a very important point, a very important question. And I've been talking about it several times already, or actually I talk about it all the time because it's so important. But instead of providing you with a step-by-step tutorial, I'd like to review together with you today what's called best practices when it comes to design a landing page. And when doing so, you'll very likely also understand why it's so important to work with a dedicated landing page builder. It's simply put, it's way easier to design landing pages with a dedicated landing page builder. And the other reason is that landing page builders have been designed to optimize everything that needs to be optimized so that you actually can call it a landing page. For example, if you would apply everything that's required in terms of best practices to a landing page, and then the landing page takes 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds to load, then you can forget about the landing page. So that's a big problem. Speed is one of the major factors to have a successful landing page, and dedicated landing page builders focus on speed very carefully, because they know the more time passes, the lower the conversion rate becomes. Conversion rate being the people that arrive on that page and you want them to do something, subscribing for a discovery call, downloading something, purchasing something. The longer they wait, the lesser number of people will be staying on that page, because, just as much as I do today, we are very impatient when it comes to social media and anything we are consuming on the internet. So, and to illustrate that point, Sadia, I'd like us to do two things. First of all, I will point you to a page with best practices of one of the landing page builders out there. The name of this landing page builder is called Unbounce. So there are several landing page builders out there, and the better ones I can list them in a comment underneath this video afterwards, after this live stream. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend to purchase Unbounce, and I explain to you why later on. One of the reasons is that it's there are some let's say it's not always well optimized in terms of integrations. For me, a good landing page builder, if it just does landing pages and it does a good job, well, you already have something really of value in your hands, without any doubt. And Unbounce does that, and other landing page builders do that. But when it comes to adding integrations, functionalities that you'd like to add to a landing page, you want to make sure that a lot of the important things that you need in addition to your landing page work flawlessly and easily, so that you can easily integrate them. Let me give you an example. On let's say your website or your landing page, your website as an RTT hypnotherapist, let's say, something like this. Let me share my screen, which is one of the templates that you probably know already by now. Get back on track with Ryan, which is one of the templates that we're working on for our students. This would be a website, because you have menus here, right? But you also have clear elements that come from the knowledge that we have in terms of building landing pages. So there is a fusion between those two approaches, website and landing pages. So a good landing page builder allows you to do both. They allow you to do a website, which you have just seen, that website with links, menus, and at the same time, it allows you to have identified landing pages without menus that are focusing on one specific thing. The Get Back on Track with Ryan website is presenting hypnotherapy services at large. And Ryan talks about his certification as an RTT hypnotherapist, or a practitioner, or a clinical hypnotherapist, whatever. But when Ryan will sell specific services targeting or catering to people having problems, issues with self-confidence, or with stop smoking, or anxiety, or depression, or whatever specialty you'd like to work on, that would be on a landing page. And this landing page would only talk about that specific issue, right? And there will be no menu to not distract anyone from the discourse that you want to develop, to have that person fulfill a specific action on that page. Hello, I don't know who your name is. I just saw your message coming in on Facebook. So quite a few people are watching today, which is great. Let's dive in right away. Let's go to Unbounce, and I will share that link with you after this live stream is over. So Unbounce, again, is one of the landing page builders, and I need to share my screen, obviously. But this page here, the landing page builder we use is called Convertri. And Convertri we've tested them all. Convertri really does an incredible job by allowing you to have a landing page builder which is very easy to use. It's a WYSIWYG landing page builder. It's very fast, and it has a lot of integrations. So that was the sweet spot for us. It makes it fast for anyone, even marketers like me. I'm not a tech guy. I know the tech and I can talk about it, but I can't do it necessarily. I can do my landing pages. But if you'd ask me to add a JavaScript that does something specific on that landing page, well, I'm starting to be lost very quickly. That's not my stuff, right? But I can do what you see here. I've done it, right? This is the design that I did with my graphic designer, because obviously there's some graphic design going on as well. But that's the template that students get. So here's Unbounce. Oh, wait a minute. Just let me quickly. Yeah, here's Unbounce. Let's dive in right away. So this is the link that I wanted to that I will share with you. Landing page best practices on the website called Unbounce. And they have on this page there's 11. You find if you type into Google landing page best practices, you'll find probably more resources than Unboards, hopefully. But it's a straightforward one. It's an easy one to understand. It allows me to talk about each of those steps and to show them on the landing page to have you clearly understand what that means. So let's dive in. The first element, the first topic here is to ensure that your message matches your ads. So you immediately understand that a landing page is not just built to be there when somebody is looking for some services, looking on Google. It can be, but it's not necessarily the purpose. A landing page usually works with ads, and basically you have Facebook ads or Google ads, LinkedIn ads. You have it could be social media activities in which you use to embed a link to that landing page. So whenever we say ads, like as it is described on this page here at the Unbound page, we actually talk about it should actually read traffic, right? Let me go to the first point here, by the way. Ensure your messaging matches your ads, right? So any traffic that you would be driving to a landing page needs to match the ad. If the ad says, let's say, stop smoking, quit smoking in 30 days, in 60 days, or whatever, and your ad shows somebody, hopefully, in the after success state of having stopped smoking. Don't show a smoker in ads. It's a very bad ad to see them smoking, actually, because you remind them about the problem they have. But it all depends. If you want to insist on the pain point of somebody wanting to smoke and you see a smoker, obviously it could be worthwhile. But I personally don't do that. So if you have that on your ad, Facebook ad, Google ad, whatever, then the design of that ad needs to be reflected on your landing page. And you understand now why, if that's the case, if you have an ad, you wouldn't want to send, wait a minute, where's my page here? You wouldn't send somebody from an ad that talks about stop smoking in 30 days to the website homepage that you see here on screen. Because Ryan here, he just helps you get back on track. Where's the smoking? Where does Ryan help me stop smoking? Nothing. Nobody said, not a single title, no subtitle, no call to action on a button talks about it, right? This is why Unbounds here says very specifically, be careful that oops, sorry, this is not the right button. Be careful that you have a perfect match alignment between the message on your ad and the landing page itself. Okay. Pretty straightforward, because once you have a person looking for a solution to a problem, in this case, stop smoking, they're expecting to have that issue being addressed once they arrive on the landing page after the click on that ad. They don't want to read about depression. They don't want to read about Ryan getting you back on track. It is related to it, getting back on track, but getting back on track is a generic promise, so to speak. It's not related directly to stop smoking. So you would, in that case, develop a specific landing page where where Ryan would talk specifically about how to stop smoking and what he does to help you stop smoking. On that page, he would probably talk about his success that he had with former clients that stopped smoking. He had testimonials. He would develop or explain the steps involved in an RTT session. So everything would be focused on smoking. That's the first point. Let's go to the second point here. Keep the action above the fold. I so often see this disrespected. What does it mean? Keep the action above the fold. When the topic here, action, actually in that case should read call to action. If you have a look at this hybrid page that I was showing you earlier, this is the Converto.com landing page where they offer their funnel builder and landing page builder. So they do more than just landing pages. They offer also the funnels. Look at this page. I open this page and I don't have to scroll, and everything I need to know and everything they want me to do is visible right away. These are the call to action buttons. They want you to either start a free trial or to see the difference that Convertry makes. That's the objective of that page. And I do not need to scroll to discover that. Okay. And in the same way, if you go here, and this is now the adaptation that I did for my own website, which will be coming up next month, you'll see that my call to action on this hybrid, this is hybrid because there is a menu, like a website's menu on the top, but there's also a very clear focus on always wanting to have you to do the same thing when you visit that page, which is to get a free discovery call with me. That's what I want you to do, right? So my call to action is here without me scrolling, because whenever you let somebody scroll to discover what you actually want that person to do, they will, oh, sorry, I didn't show my page again. Let me share that. You see my page here. Okay. You see, but by the way, this has been directly adapted from the template because I want to show my students how easy it is. Basically, this is the template that every student gets. And this is the page I did based on that template. You see that I just swapped an image. I just swapped those logos around because I didn't want to have them on the right-hand side. I wanted to have them on the left-hand side, but that's done in like a matter of seconds. And then you have everything else. What I help with, you see, I address all these issues. This is not a landing page anymore, right? Because I'm talking about very different issues. If I have a landing page, I would design it only for example, eating problems or weight problems. And I will have as many landing pages as you see issues here displayed on this page, right? But as I scroll down now, you tell me what you see as the single most important call to action that I want people to take. And if you've discovered it, I think I mentioned it already, but please do and take to the comment box and tell me what it would be. What do you think I'm trying to achieve on this hybrid website homepage / landing page? I think it's becoming quite obvious. So, and there's just one thing, because it's the entry door to everything I will be offering for somebody who visits for the first time my website, right? So, to give it away right away, I mean, it's easy. Exactly. You want people to call. I want people to call. I want well, actually, I do not want people to call. You're on the right track. But what I want people to do is to book a discovery call. If I wanted them to call, I would have a phone number on this page. I do not want anyone to call me. A big difference. You could, and a lot of people do it, even hypnotherapists. I see it over and over again. They put a number there so that they get a call. But if you're taking calls directly without even knowing what that person is looking for, you cannot even prepare for the call because you don't know what the issue is they're trying to resolve. It's not a good solution. The discovery call button, and then to have this funnel that you've seen earlier on the Facebook group here. See, this is the funnel, right? This first thing is the discovery call. And this discovery call is actually what's called a quiz funnel. So I have people, I want people to answer a few questions before they even can access me and take my time out of my busy day to have a discovery call. So I'll never give my phone number. And even those who are clicking on the link to have a discovery call with me, sorry, that's Ryan's page, my page, I would still want a few questions answered to know, first of all, whether or not they're committed enough to make a change. And secondly, if actually what they're looking for is what I'm offering. So again, there's a filter process that can be related to the landing page and that's what you see here. This entire thing is a filter process. The actual Zoom call with a session of that person is not even on this page. So many things and all this is, most of this is what you see is automated, right? Because my goal on that page is to talk to people who I know are committed, are looking for the services that I'm offering, and then I'm offering an access to my Calendly so that they can actually book a call. So that's because my time is precious. I mean, if my purpose is to help people overcome obstacles and solve issues, then I'd like to talk to those people as much as I can during my busy week. So I do not want to spend my time with doing discovery calls of people that are not looking for the service I'm offering, or that are not committed enough. So my filter in terms of the discovery call, the quiz funnel behind that button here that you see on screen, the blue button, this button here, that takes care of that. So let's go quickly back to our unbounds. So keep the action above the fold. So that's why you see this button here above the fold. Above the fold is really a term that comes from the period of time where we still had printed newspapers on every corner in our busy cities, right? And I think it's even on the screen. Wait a minute. Here, yeah. You see, when a paper was folded like this, right? Daily news. You saw a major title, two major titles, and a few pictures, for example, in this example. Above the fold means everything that's visible above the place where the journal, where the newspaper was folded. That's what's visible right away. And that's what keeps people stopping in their track and buy this newspaper. And it's the same applies for a web page or landing page. The single most action you want people to take have to be above the fold. That's what this means. And this is why my discovery call button is above the fold. Now, let me show you what I did. I did a search on Google to find websites of people offering RTT hypnotherapy services. So I just Googled RTT hypnotherapist. So you see here my area in Montreal, the island of Montreal, and there's rtt.com. That's Marissa Peer's website because it's very well a reference, obviously. And then I have one first website here, Hypnosis Toronto. Let me increase the size of this a little bit. Okay, here we go. So Hypnosis Toronto. Let's just click on the first link that we get, which is not Marissa Peer, and let's have a look if the most single important action is above the fold. So this is the website. Let's have a look. First of all, it's not a landing page. That's okay because we did a search on Google and I should be arriving on the website. It says rapid transformational therapy, experience freedom and create long-lasting change. Then a nice video and nothing else. So what do you think the most important call to action is here that person has thought about, or rather hasn't thought about? What do you think is here the most important action to take? Again, you take to the comment section if you like, so that I can read your comments. I will take you right away. I would answer that question right away. I mean, there is no call to action whatsoever. He invites me to have a look at Vimeo, at the Vimeo video, and then to learn about rapid transformation therapy. I don't know who Paul Norris is, and I excuse myself. I beg you for your forgiveness if ever you were on this group, Paul. So maybe just take it as an advice. What I see here is somebody making the promotion for Marissa Peer's rapid transformational therapy method. That's what I see. I don't see any service of it for now. I see an RTT logo. I see winner. Oh my God, this really looks like a promotion from Marissa Peer. But how could you possibly think that you will sell services dedicated to a specific issue people have if you would start a page the way it is designed here? So this is not a very good example in terms of finding people for specific services. It's way too generic. It's not even targeting. The person is not even talking about himself. Paul, you need to absolutely change this. I understand what you were trying to do. You were trying to establish value in relationship to RTT and to make that value linked to you because you're an RTT hypnotherapist. But that objective would probably not be obtained like this. Let's take another look. Another website. I mean, what is RTT? Rapid therapy, and does it? This is not a hypnotherapist, I'm pretty sure. Coach Monique, what is RTT and is it right for you? Let's open it. Coach Monique, MELD, Mothers Executive Leaders Development. What is RTT therapy and is it right for you? I made a search for RTT hypnotherapist. So it's normal that I come to RTT, right? But what I see here, I'm not arriving at the landing page on the homepage of the website, and that's okay. That's not a problem. But what I see here immediately, Monique has thought about what's the most important action I want people to take on my group, on my page. Schedule your interview today. So good point. It's visible right there above the fold. I don't need to scroll to discover it. The only big down. No, I want to say it like this. The only critique I would have here is that it is completely disappearing in the overall copy and in the way you treated the color. Everything is white and blue, and then there's the black text. So there's a lot of white. There's just like, it's monochrome, right? So it disappears in the monochrome. There is a frame around it, and it's probably a button. Yes, it is. So that's fine. But why isn't this actually a landing page? You immediately see that I have the possibility, and you remember maybe my last video that I did, you have a big number of possibility to actually never click on schedule your interview now. I'm now going to what to expect, and boom, I will be driven away from this first landing page. But she did a very good job. Look at this. Wherever I click, I guess she will keep it everywhere. Wherever I click, she keeps that blue field here with schedule your interview today visible at all times. So that's a good job, actually, really. It's not as visible as we could be, and we're not focusing on a specific service, but that's a job well done, I'd say. It's not optimal. There's a few things, as I said, in terms of color scheme, and but it's not a landing page. This is the website. So let's go to the next point. The next, number 3, use directional cues to direct the eye. I will go very quickly over this. I show you this page here. Again, I go back to my landing page. The cues, whenever you have the possibility to add a picture of yourself, or if you use anyone else's picture because you're promoting a different service, you're talking about an issue, and you have somebody on that page that could be a client of yours that you show, have those people look into the camera. The rapport you create with somebody looking into your eyes immediately keeps people on the page longer and makes them read what's happening. Okay, that's why we put on our templates people looking into the camera's eyes. Okay, so that's if you scroll it a little bit further down, look at this picture here. You see me here, what I help with. I don't know if we still have it on the old page. I don't think so. Yeah, it changed already. Okay, we had a page where I here was turning my body to the other side. So we flipped this image. It was not like this before. And I advised the person who was taking care of making changes on my landing page to flip it around so that my body language goes to the middle of the page where the text is that I want to talk about in this specific area of this landing page. So again, body posture, eyes, and everything that you add to a page should be conducive to lead the person to read what you have to say or to take the action you want them to take. Looks and everything should always go to the interior, to the middle of the page, or to what you have to say here. Book your discovery call today. My eyes look literally to do that, and the button is right underneath. So that's what you should be doing in terms of the cues that we're talking here on this page. I'm always coming back to this. I will close this page, and I just wanted to show you that Unbound is actually quite expensive. It's $135 per month for the optimized version, which is the ones that really is required if you want to have because there are automations coming with that, and it's way more expensive than Convertri. But let's close that for now. Let's just go back to the to the content here. So use directional cues. We cover that. Show your product service in action. Okay. So if you have a product that you have to show, that you can show, then you should be doing it. Let's take an example. You have a bike shop and you're selling bike repair. Well, to have a video of somebody repairing a bike would perfectly make sense, right? Because you get this feel, this connection to the service that you're actually looking for if you want to have your bike repaired. It's a little bit more difficult, but not impossible when it comes to hypnotherapy. And it's probably something I will do, and I will test it as a B version, as what's called an AB version. On my website here, you see me on top of that page, a static image. And it's crafted in a way that it's really well balanced between the background in my living room and the title, which is underneath those lights. You have the certification level, you have the discovery call visible, and then the proof, the value in terms of the certifications I have. Everything is nicely balanced, but I could just as much have a oh, sorry, I'm not showing the page. Let me switch again. So you have it here, nicely balanced out. My title is here underneath the lights. This is my living room. I have the certifications here, the discovery call. It looks great. Okay, it's not. It's everything that should be there is there. But I could very much have decided to have a background video playing with all the elements being on the page, and the background video playing could be people having a session with me. So they're in a nice chair, comfortable chair, eyes closed, and they're answering questions. And you see the camera filming me over my shoulders so that people get an idea of, oh, this is how it looks like a hypnotherapy session. And then you can have other images of happy people in everyday life situations to have them understand the outcome of a hypnotherapy session, and that can be a very lively and a very well constructed way in terms of marketing to express and to show what hypnotherapy is about, right? And you could also have what I could do here. You see here a little bit further down my page. If I switch to that page again, if I go down, I have what I'm offering, and what I will be offering is what I call a bespoke hypnotic video deepener, where I will, all about the transformation recording, right? That we offer to our clients. Well, what I do go a step further, and I put that on a video. I added a nice video for a person, and I add my transformation recording to it. So if we open this for a moment, you see that I'm showing a client what he's getting, because this is the video deepener they will be getting when they have a session with me, right? It's optional, obviously. And I explain to them, there's a little voice sample of when I'm doing my the beginning of a regression. So these are ways to, let's just keep it there. These are ways to demonstrate, to show your product and your service in action, right? So you have the background video on top of your page. You can show if you have a video deepener like I do on my website. And by the way, that's something I teach to my students as well, how to do them. It's not difficult to do. You just need the template, and it's done in whenever I have a transformation video or transformation recording to do, it's done in 10 minutes. So the next point here, we have remove navigation and other distractions. Now, you understand that point, right? Because we have looked at different websites of RTT practitioners. Whenever you have the possibility to go anywhere else, you will risk losing the contact with that person about the specific issue they were looking for. Again, this is a website, so it's not a good example for a landing page, because on a landing page you wouldn't have anything like this. You would have no distraction, no possibility. The only thing you would have, and I show you the hybrid again on my website, which is a hybrid between website and landing page. If I take away the Facebook logo, the Twitter logo, the Instagram logo, I take away home, about me, and what I help with. I just, instead of get back on track with Stef, I say stop smoking in 30 days, free discovery call. Boom! I have my landing page readily available, right? No distraction whatsoever. And again, with a landing page builder, to do things like this is as easy as a click on a button, because you simply clone that page, remove those buttons, change the title here, and you do then the other changes that you need to do in the page as well. And then you have your landing page. And then there's no distraction. The only thing they can do if they're really interested in stop smoking is click on the free discovery call button. And if they don't, they don't. But in that case, they're not interested in taking any kind of action in regards to working towards the problem that they haven't want to solve. So basically, that's it. And I explained in my last video that about this specific issue, the difference between a website and a landing page. The a landing page is a bucket where people come from the ads, and there's one hole in the bottom of the bucket, one hole only, and they only can do one thing, which is click on the discovery call, because there's nothing else to do on the page. A website or homepage with several menu options on top, and then you have your social buttons and what have you, they're naturally drawn to click on a different page to discover anything else, because that's what human nature is. We always want to know more and browse around. It's like entertainment almost, right? But when that happens, you just lost that client and the possibility to sell to that person your specialty, which is to solve problems related to stop smoking. And that's not what we want. That's why it's very important to keep a person on one landing page with one specific purpose. And if I have on my page here all these groups, as I said earlier, anxiety, stress, fears, phobias, eating, food, weight, exercise, confidence, each one of those has to become an individual landing page. And that's what we're actually working on right now with my team. So basically we are designing a landing page which fits with this overall hybrid model of a website, between a website and landing page. And we develop landing pages with the text and everything for all those specialties, actually, so that students in my course later on can simply clone our template and change text where they want to change text, modify, add pictures if they want to add pictures. So everything will be ready to go. So, but you understand now the difference between a website and a landing page when it comes to avoid people leaving that page and doing something else that you didn't want them to do. Next point, include authentic social proof. Very important. So what is social proof? Well, social proof is anything that shows people on your page that what you're doing has been seen by other people, has been experienced by other people, and has had success with other people. That's what social proof is all about, right? So one of the strongest social proof elements that you could look at is probably testimonials. So clients who had a session with you, and a successful session, hopefully, will leave their testimonial with you. So now, if social proof is so important to actually, because it supports it supports the call to action. It entices people to take the decision to, yes, I want to have a discovery call with Stef, because other people have done it. They stopped smoking. I want to know if he can do that for me, obviously. So testimonials are, I'd say, incredibly important for a hypnotherapist specifically, or any type of service offer, person that offers services like coaches, therapists, or online course creators. If you have testimonials that validate what you're doing, then they become a very important element of social proof. The way we will do that on my website is like this. Let me show you. What we are working on now is we have one, you have to scroll down, obviously, for now, but there will be another solution about this, and I will show you what it is. So there is, you see, there is this one social proof, there's a testimonial, but that's basically, everybody can do that, right? You can add that to your website. The thing that, what's different with this, what you see here, and what you see normally on website, is this has been automatically generated. I send a link to my clients that opens a page. When they click on the link, that opens a page with an interface where they can leave their testimonials right there. They write it, or they even can record a video, right? And then that same, all those testimonials are getting collected on a page that I call my wall of love. So I will be clicking on this now, and I'm not sure if it works, if it works already, but it's not finished. So don't be surprised if there's gibberish on there, or test videos or whatever. Let's see a look. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so they come on my wall of love. You see there's gibberish content that we will need to change. And these, we just tested the videos, the video integration. So, and again, they can do this in like 1 minute. These videos can be maximum 1 minute long. And I just like tested it out. So, and This is actually a real testimonial that I got from Victoria. She's actually in the group, but I still obviously need to change the picture because that's not Victoria. And so basically, I show you this. Why? Because first of all, social proof is very important, as I said earlier on. Secondly, if social proof is important, we all need a very easy way to gather testimonials, right? I don't think that sending an email to a former client and asking for a testimonial, then waiting, hopefully, that they write an email back with a nice text that we can then take and manually add to our website. I don't think that that's a good solution. I think that's a very clunky solution. First of all, it takes time. Secondly, it is difficult for you to control. And thirdly, it doesn't make the work easy for that person. So our wall of love, and it's too bad I didn't have the link charge now. But basically, when I sent them an email to invite them for a testimonial, they click on the link, a page opens, and they can, on that page right there, write, and they can see the result, how it looks on my wall of love, right? And they click on it. And the beauty then is I don't have to add that to my website. It automatically appears on this page here. I didn't add those. They have been added by the system, right? And that's part of what you see on this funnel here. The tool is called Endorsal. That's included again as a tool in the program. It is just added to our landing page builder, Convertry. Let me share you quickly. Let me show you. This is the interface here, the design interface. So here we are in the mobile version interface, and this is the desktop version interface. You see these lines that allow you to align things. But the wall of love has been added as a simple HTML link that will be linked to this wall of love text, and then the testimonials are collected automatically and displayed automatically here. I don't need a designer to add those manually to my website in the future, because that costs money. It's prone to errors, and it's not fast. So the system we have with Endorsal, which is a script that can be very simply added to the entire Convertry experience, makes that the collection of testimonials very easy. A quick check here. I see that Andrea, I think you left a message here. What if I don't like the testimonial? Can I check it before it appears on the site? Absolutely. Actually, on whenever a testimonial comes in, it goes to Endorsal. There's a dashboard interface with all the testimonials, the text testimonials, and the video testimonials, and you determine whether or not you want them to appear automatically or if you want to validate each of them individually. So obviously that needs to be done. And what I did actually, I whenever I receive an alert that a testimonial has been left, I click on that alert. I receive that alert from Endorsal via email. I click on it. The dashboard opens. I have a look at the testimonial. I like it. I click, and boom, it appears on my website. That's how easy it is. You could automate it, but personally speaking, and thank you for that question, I wouldn't like that to happen automatically, because, well, if the testimonial, not that it's bad, because I trust that my clients are happy with the services, but sometimes they may write something, there's a spelling in there, right? Or there's a word garbled, or I don't know what. You also have the possibility to correct spellings and to change texts in the dashboard of the testimonials. I wouldn't recommend to alter testimonials to improve them, to make them look better for you. I personally don't do it, but if I see that somebody didn't express themselves well enough, I propose I get back to that person if I can change it to another version. I show them the version, but if there's spellings, I just do it, and then I click go online. And for videos, it's the same. So that's that. I hope that answers your question, Andrea. Let's move on to the next point. So use clear, compelling copy. Well, it goes back to the to the element of making sure that what is written in the ad is what people will come across on your landing page. So if your Facebook ad talks about self-esteem, then your landing page needs to talk about self-esteem right there, top in the title. It needs to be relevant to self-esteem. And the copy needs to be clear, because you do not want to lose people with convoluted text and too much text, by the way, to understand what you're actually trying to do. So titles need to be very clear, subtitles need to be clear. If there are several paragraphs necessary, then they have to be clear as well. Ideally, what I would do is, if you have the possibility to do it, I'd do a video. For some areas that need explanation. Videos do an incredibly good job in that sense, that while you explain things to a potential client, you create rapport immediately. Rapport meaning you establish the contact, the confidence that the potential client has or has not with you as a person, right? In a video, you have the eye contact, you look into the camera, your voice, the tone of voice comes across. There's so many unspoken cues to make a person relatable that can be taken care of, but with a video. And on top of it, we all know that people don't like to read anymore on websites. So if you have the possibility to do a video, that's even better. But that really filters. That really comes into this point number 7 here on the Unbound's 11 best practices for building a landing page. Use clear and compelling copy. So what you see here, good copy shouldn't read like copy at all. It should be very fluid, easy sentences. It could be clear and straightforward, as readable as the back of a cereal box. Yeah, that's good. Well said. So number 8, keep it fast. Very important point. What's the point? Let me ask you the question. What's the point if your landing page has been incredibly well designed with something a little bit more clunky, let's say Wix or WordPress, or what else is out there? There was Joomla at some point in time. Anyway, what's called a CMS, a content management system. And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against WordPress. I can't say I haven't got anything against Wix, because I don't like Wix for very specific reasons, because it's an ecosystem where you can't do very much. If you want to add functionality, it's actually a little golden prison. But I use WordPress for my main websites when it comes to the course system where I offer my courses to digital marketers, and also now to people who want to build a business from home. We use WordPress. So, but I wouldn't use, never ever, WordPress as a landing page to drive my traffic to, ad traffic, for 2 reasons. Ad traffic needs to convert fast. It's just you pay for ads, right? That's not free. Facebook ads and Google ads, you pay for them. So the entire line of bringing somebody from a interest to a very interested potential client signing up for a session, you wanted to make as fast as possible, as easy as possible, and as clear as possible when it comes to the outcome that person is looking for. So landing pages have to load fast, ideally in a matter of 1 to maximum 3 seconds, under 3 seconds. I would personally like under a second, but that's very difficult to obtain. With a WordPress website, it's almost impossible to obtain. And I explain to you very quickly why. WordPress CMS, content management system, the engine to make it work is so full of functionalities that in order to load them all for the website to work, it just takes time. There's a lot of code, scripts, HTML code that needs to be loaded to be functional, right? It's just like it's a question of how many letters and codes and lines need to be read by your browser for that page to display correctly. That's the easiest answer I can provide you with. WordPress has been designed so that you can design any type of website. with any type of design. There's so many CSSs and templates and functionalities and plugins that you can add. Whatever you add will bloat the engine and make it slower. And that's the big problem with WordPress. It is a big advantage because it's easy to build, right? But at the same time, it takes more time to load. You can compensate for that by adding your WordPress website on a server which is very fast, which delivers fast. It's basically comparing like you're building a big car. Let's say you have a Humvee who does a lot of things, all terrain. You have everything built in this car that you need to go wherever you want to, but the bloody thing weighs 3 tons. It doesn't move fast. Okay, so now in terms of the compensated, you just build a bigger engine, right? You build a Ferrari engine or a 12 valve engine in there, and now you push through the entire bloat stuff that's in your Humvee. That's really what a WordPress website is, and it's possible, right? But now you're paying for the server to make that happen. Very fast servers are expensive, and sometimes even then there's just some stuff that needs to be loaded in a web page that make them slow nevertheless, because they have to look for the plugin. Some plugins look at instructions from the outside of your website to actually execute themselves. So there's nothing the server can do. So that's the problem. A landing page builder, on the other hand, has been designed with everything that needs to be executed as much as possible to be on that page, nothing else. Now, yes, you have integration possibilities, as I said earlier, for example, for evidence, Calendly. These are things that need to be loaded, right? But they are so slim now, and the main page that needs to load fast with your call to action button is actually on the landing page. So that's the very big advantage. And you know what? Let's make a test. Before I do the test, there's a question just came in from Hunter. Hey, Hunter, how are you doing? So Hunter's question, how about Squarespace? I have a rough landing page on there that loads in 1.8 seconds or so, I think. Hunter, can you do me a favor and send me the link in the comment box? We'll test it right here live. So we'll have a look at your page. 1.8 seconds is not bad. It is probably twice as long as my landing page, which normally should be loading under a second. So we can test that out. Let's test this right away. The way where you will be testing your websites. This is the page. You go to Gmetrics. Let me share my screen. You go to Gmetrics speed. Okay. And you have the first result is Gmetrics website performance testing and monitoring. Okay. You open that. How fast does your website load? And it shows you how fast it loads, but very importantly, it also shows you where the problem is. What are the codes that represent the problem so that you can actually work on them. If you have a web developer, that's what they would be looking at. That's what they need. But between you and me, it's much easier and would be a better solution if you had a website that doesn't need to be optimized in terms of speed. So let's take my link here, right there. Where's my homepage? Let me go back here. Should be here. Yeah. Okay. And again, this is still a light page, I'd say. There is some execution in that page. You see here this link that has been added to display and to execute a video, which are normally heavy to execute, but it is located on a different server. It's on Vimeo, I think, this one. But still, there is execution that needs to be loaded. But it is a very lightweight page, really. And that's the purpose. That's how it should be. But now let's take that link and drop it into Gmetrics, and let's test it, what comes back. And then we test Hunter's website to see what's coming up. And Hunter has a website. You will send me the landing page, as I see here, quit smoking, reduce cravings, which is a very nice slug that you chose there. Let me see how I can get there. Here we go. So this is Hunter's website here. Hypnosiswithhunter.com. Quit smoking, reduce cravings. Now let me try. How can I actually link? How can I copy this? I'm going back quickly to the... Where can I see your link? Huh. You know what? I can't access your link, Hunter, right now. Let me see if I will rewrite it. Okay, I will write it out. So here are the results of my landing page. Look at this. It's incredibly rare, I tell you, and you can test it out for yourself. It's incredibly rare on G metrics to achieve an A grade. And even more so for the performance of 100%. It's like before I knew Convertry, I've never seen an A. I've never seen 100%. The page load is under half a second. Okay. But still, and it's impossible to get a complete 100% everywhere because there are things to be executed in the page, right? Avoid enormous network payloads. Total site 1 minute. Okay, there must be. Okay, I immediately see probably it's an image in the page. Video. Do you see when I talked to you? There is a video in that page. There is something in there that we need to have a look at. There are transfer sizes of videos that need to be preloaded into the page. But still, this is incredibly fast. This is incredibly encouraging. Means like I have nothing, but absolutely nothing to do on my landing page. Now, let me try to. I'm going back to convert to Gmetrics. I'm opening a new window and I'm typing your URL. So this was Hunter. No, it was Hypnosis. Hypnosis with, wait a minute, Hypnosis with Hunter with Hunter, it's double H, with hunter.com. And now we have /quit smoking reduce cravings. And by the way, Hunter, because I see you've been working on your slugs keywords, we can have a live stream at some point in time if you guys want, where I can show you how to select the best keywords to put into your slugs and how to make sure that those pages at some point in time show up on Google. That's something I know pretty well too. So let me just check if I did everything right here. Hypnosis with hunter.com. Quit smoking, reduce cravings. Yep, we got it right. Let's test this site. It's a page, really, and let's have a look at that page while this is loading. Okay, so don't quit, don't pay. Just 3 sessions to never smoke again over Zoom for your convenience. Hypnosis with Hunter. Why are you still smoking? I like the page because I think everything is there. You have your most important CTA call to action right here. Learn more, free video call. Now let me quickly just check what happens if I click this. Consultation 1 hour. Wait a minute. I'm not sure I understood correctly. Wait a minute. Learn more, free video call. I hope you're not offering a 1 hour free video call consultation, Hunter, because that will take so much time out of your busy schedule that you will be doing more free video calls than you will do sessions. I know that maybe right now, because you don't have lots of traffic on that page, you're more than happy to spend an hour. But imagine you have requests for 2 sessions a day, and you would try to fit in 1 hour consultations on top of all that. And consultations for free video calls, they should be probably 10 times more in terms of the volume. You will not be able to satisfy this. So you would probably want to review that. Something else that I notice here is you do not have a filter before people actually do this. Something I've been pointing out earlier. Before actually allow people to take any time out of your busy schedule, you should have something that reduces the possibility to lose time on video on free discovery calls. So something like a quiz funnel, for example, a simple answer, a simple question, and then allow them to access your video call. Now let's go back to the results on GT. You know, this is not bad at all. You have a B, okay. It's not the same speed that I have. You're 3 times as slow, I would say, but our pages are so incredibly blazing fast. But 1.3 seconds is very acceptable. This is not bad at all. This is how I would say an incredibly well optimized WordPress page would look like. It's difficult to get those to achieve those values. So this is not bad at all. But the problem is you are on Squarespace, I think you told me. The problem is that whatever you will find here in terms of the issues that you may discover here. But I don't know why exactly it is slow. I have the impression it's slow because the server is slow. You have the first contentful paint that almost takes a second. Speed index is not is it's 1.1. That's okay. Total blocking time, it's longer than recommended. Your page doesn't look bad, but if you wanted to work on anything to improve those, what a typical webmaster would do, you would not be able to do anything because you don't have the access to the back end of Squarespace, right? You are dependent on what they deliver you, what they give you with. But it's not a bad solution to use that. But now I don't know how easy it is for you to. Let me go back to the page here, because I see this is very rudimentary. There is no. It may fill the purpose of taking the consultation, but I have no information, no. You must be able to add images some there and some text or some more information. I guess you can improve this, and I don't know how this was integrated. Is that something that Squarespace offered you with, or is that something you have as an integration? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised that with Squarespace you would be limited in adding integrations such as Endorsal for having a wall of love, or such as evidence when it comes to another social proof tool, or when it comes to and not even sure if this doesn't look like Calendly. I'm not sure if you can add Calendly. Anyway, maybe the major ones you can add them, and then the more advanced ones, the really good ones, the digital marketing tools that make all the difference when it comes to landing page design and to optimizing landing pages. They're sometimes smaller tools, but very very well performing tools, and very often the biggies such as Squarespace or Wix, they don't allow you to do that. Then you're toast. So, but other than that, the page in itself doesn't load badly. So let me see what I have here. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. Yes, Squarespace had that scheduling built into their platform. I believe it is Acuity scheduling, and that for me is a problem. Unless this tool that they offer you for integration allows you, maybe you didn't use it fully. I don't know that. So if you have the possibility to look into that, Calendly, what I suggest strongly, has pushed make an appointment to the extreme, and that's why I recommend Calendly, and I will use it on my own in my own funnel. Simply put, because there are several steps that can be done with Calendly in terms of automated, in terms of getting back to a client they forgot to take the meeting, and when they've done the meeting, you can send them to a thank you page or to an upsell page, to whatever other things you want them to do. And the design around it is very well done. This looks very, without wanting to put down Squarespace, it looks very, I don't want to say 90s, but it looks very early internet stage. This is very rudimentary. Anyway, so I didn't have time today to finish everything that I wanted to look at with you guys. We still have 1, 2, 3 more points to look at, and I suggest we do that last week. Design for the right device, which is very important. Then we have test and update your landing pages. It's incredibly important, A/B testing. And we have consider using a template, and I want to illustrate that as well. So for today, we will break it here, if that's okay with you. Apologies that I was not able to finish my 11 points, but I think it's sometimes nice to actually have a look at real websites and to show you why things are important and how they have or have not been implemented on landing pages or even on websites. The knowledge about landing page optimization, by the way, helps incredibly also in terms of how to design a website, because as you've seen on the page that I'm designing for myself and that I will make available to our students, hybrid versions, this is typically based, this is a website because it has all these links, but you see all the elements that we know, that my marketing guys, my team knows in terms of landing page design, have found their way onto this homepage. This is not a landing page, this is a homepage. but the landing pages which will come out, that will be designed with the same tool. Everything will be done with Convertri because it's so easy to do. Anyway, long story short, we're going to break it here. Please leave your comments over the next few days, hours, if you can, right now after this video. And very importantly, leave me your questions of anything that you'd like to be covered, that like to answer in one of our next live streams, and it will be my pleasure to do so. So next week I will finish the analysis of the best practices for live streams for you guys, and the video will appear here underneath. This one will be taken off over the weekend, and I'm looking forward to talking to you next week on Thursday. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful almost weekend Thursday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.